dear friends, welcome back again. We are so happy you popped over again to see what we are up to today. Of course, for everyone who is new here, welcome. We are Janny and Dyanne, and we hope you enjoy what you see. And if you do, of course, we hope you take a little bit of inspiration with you. For everyone who is here and is not subscribed to our channel, we hope you will click the red subscribe button, give it a thumbs up, and tick the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. Like we always say, enough talking, let's jump in today's inspiration. You see already on the table all the things we need for this DIY for today. We are going to use, of course, our tumbling tile blocks. We're going to use some paint at your choice. I have here a duct tape, but you can use any tape you like, but it has to be very sticky. So I always use this tape. I tried for an experiment, I tried the painter's tape, but that didn't work, so don't try it. Don't try it. I have here my little container with everything I need. My wood glue, my mud pot, some brushes, markers, scissors, everything I need. I always have in one container. Of course, I have here my old saucer with some old piece of kitchen towel, which is wet. And we're going to find two round pieces which are a little different in size. So I use this one as an example, and of course one plate, because we are going to make a summer hat, but of course with a twist like always. So we are going to start with the smallest ring, and I chose for this one, but of course I'm going to use 9 blocks. You see already 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we're going to glue them on the longest side. So very easy, just do some glue and place them against each other immediately. So like I always say, the glue is not running down. And we are going to go for number 8. And number 9 is the closure up. Squeeze it from within and then go work your way to the outside. And wipe away the glue you don't need. And make sure that you have a straight line. You can use your metal hook of metal square, just how you call it. Some people use it and I like it very much. So go ahead and find maybe the square you need if you like it. I always do it out of hand, but that's not everyone's cup of tea. Some people like just to have a little measurement where they can lay it against. You also can use a piece of a ruler, which is a little bit longer, and you can place it on your mat, but some people love to work with the metal square. So I'm going to have already in number 2, press from within, because I already had a lot of time that it's popping out, so it doesn't matter. You see, but you still can redo it, so it is not really a big problem if it pops out, but of course you don't want that. So again, and now the last row of 9 is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 and number 9. So we have 3 rows of 9 blocks for the first layer. And I do it as fast as I can. Number 4, 5, 6, 7 and number 8. And again we're going to squeeze it, and then we're going to give it a couple of minutes rest over here, and we're going to wipe away the glue. And normally every DIY I make, I always make it in one day. The only thing what I do, before I finish off filming, I most of the time let it dry overnight to be sure that everything is dry. But the DIY itself, it's always been in a couple of hours. So don't think that the DIY will take you a long time, because it doesn't. You can easily make it. Only the drying time, it is of course overnight, and then you are really sure that your wood glue is really dried out. So I'm going to give this a couple of minutes. So we gave all the 3 pieces a couple of minutes drying. We're going to place them this way, and we're going to look what is fitting the best. Maybe you have to turn it. You see already, if you turn it one slide, it always fits sometimes a little bit better. So just go ahead and work with it and look which one is fitting the best. And we're going to go for one line over here and over here. We're going to place it down and we glue them together. Very easy. And we only give it a couple of minutes resting, because then you still can, like I do right now, you still can easily squeeze everything together and you get a nice fitting and you don't have too much open gaps. So always don't wait too long before you're going to glue the 3 pieces together, because you don't want a lot of open gaps. Of course, it's not always that you can work away your open gaps, because sometimes the blocks are really crooked and then it doesn't work. But you then can use some wood filler or maybe some speckle, if you call it. I don't know if we have it over here in the Netherlands, but I most of the time use some wood filler. So we're going to give this also again at least a couple of hours. I'm doing this DIY already starting in the morning. So I'm going to wait always a couple of hours, maybe 2 hours, before I'm going to get my jigsaw and I'm going to saw out my round, because or else it will break apart. So I'm going to go now for the second piece of the head. For the biggest round, of course, I used my plate, this plate. And of course, I'm going to do 13 blocks in a row, and I have to need 5 rows of 13 blocks. I already laid down 2 of them because I don't want to bore you. So I'm going to do only this one, because or else you are running away very fast, because I totally understand if you have to look at me doing this time and time again. I understand. But of course, for everyone who loves to see a little part of it, I always do a little piece of this row. So, and this is already number 12, and number 13 is already the closure up. Squeeze it from within, work your way to the outside, and make sure that you have a nice straight line. Go over it, wipe away the glue, and you do this also with all 5 rows of 13. So I have here only a second one, and I will do this one so fast as I can. And like I always say, for everyone who doesn't enjoy it, just skip a little bit forward and you already can see the rest and the next step. So this is already almost the last, and number 12 and number 13 is already the closure up. We're going to squeeze it and make sure that we have a nice straight line again. So the rest I will do, of course, a little faster, because this takes much too long. And you see already the 5 pieces of 13. We are going to do some glue on the sides, the same like we did with the smaller one. So very easy, lay it on the sides and be careful, because it still can fall apart, but don't worry if it does, because you can easily redo it again. So it is really no problem if it falls apart. So, and this is number 3 and number 4. That it falls apart happened to me already so many times. So everyone who is DIYing is having the same problem. So don't worry about it. And again, we're going to place them against each other, and this one, and we're going to give it some pressure from the outside, and we're going to try to fill in as much as we can, and we're going to squeeze it. And because it's not totally dry yet, you still can easily redo it. And I'm going to wipe away first the glue so I can see it a little bit better, and still working with it, squeezing it, and I take my time for it. You see already, oh, here's a little one, and we're going to try to get it as close as we can. And now we're going to give it an at least like the other one, 2 hours rest. So we moved apart the 2 pieces which I have to dry for at least 2 hours. I'm going to get my smallest round, and I'm going to get my blocks, and I'm going to build just very simply around it. So I know how many blocks I need for my round. So very easy, lay them over here. And of course you see already, if I do it on the outside of the ring, you will see that of course the ring will be bigger. So I'm going to take 1 or 2 blocks less, so I'm sure that it is fitting on top of here. Of course you can also build your round this way and just go, then you have the right amount of thing, but it's a little bit hard because it's a little bit more that it will fall apart, and then you can start over again. So most of the time I'm going to do it on the outside, but be my guest, you can do it on the inside, it doesn't matter. So just be sure that you have it around over here and just place them together. And of course, it is not really a problem if there is a 1 block extra, because you can easily, when you have your tape on it, you can easily move 1 out of the line. So, and we're going to go build further. And I'm going to do it a little bit faster because this takes much of your time. I have now the whole round and I left open on this side 2 blocks out. So I'm sure that everything has to fit inside here. And if it doesn't still fit, of course, I'm going to take out later 1 extra. But for now, I think he is fine. So I'm going to easily get this out. I'm going to place them down and I'm going to make 1 big row out of it. So it is very easy, just turn them around and we're going to look if everything is fitting on my mat. And it does. I don't have to, I don't do the in-between piece too thick. Of course, you can go for 2 layers of blocks, then your head will be much bigger. I only go for 1 row because I don't like it when it's too big. But if you do, then you have to glue, of course, first. This is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24 blocks. So then you have to do 24 blocks, double them up first before you're going to do the tape. I'm just going to do 24 ankle ones and I'm going to make 1 nice row out of it. And I'm going to get my tape and I'm going to do the half of the piece because this one is too wide. The half of this one I'm going to do over here, but I do it a little bit faster because or else you are really annoyed from the noise. So I have my row, I have here my 2 pieces of tape, and of course I will look later if they are too long. It doesn't matter because I can easily cut it off. So I'm going to place them on top of here and make sure that I go from the inside to the outside, or from the middle, it's from the inside to the outside, of course. And I'm going to get this second one and I'm going to do them also a little bit of the ending over here and here. And I'm going to do this also over here. Feel with my finger to make it the glue which is stuck a little bit warm with my finger, so it stucks a little bit better. So very easy. And I'm going to let it settle in for a little moment. So now I'm going to get my round, which was my measurement. I'm going to place my piece on top and I'm going to look for if it is not too much on blocks. And you see already, if I measure it out right and I'm going to make a nice round for it, then I think I have, 1 or 2 blocks too many. So I have to look for that it's not gluing together. I think if I am going to do it for this way, then he will be very nice. So I'm going to get off very easy 1 block and a number 2. So what I'm going to do, and of course I have to give it some pressure again, do the blocks aside, and I'm going to now very easy place this down. And of course we're going to cut this one off. And this is always, with duct tape, it's always a little bit hard to get it off. This way. And now we're going to place it, so we do 1 of the blocks down this way. And we're going to place this one very tightly against this one. And make sure that you give it some pressure. and we get it up, and now the tape is also glued on the other side, and now we have a nice round. And it's only, the tape is only for that it holds as long as you glue it on top of your round pieces. So later when everything is glued together on top and on the underside, the tape is no, yeah, even you could later do it away, but it's for holding the round. Oh, on my English today, oh my, it is awful, but doesn't matter. I'm going to let the rest dry in because it's still not 2 hours later. For you, it is in a second we go to the next step. So you see already we have our 3 pieces of our hat. Of course, I said a summer hat, but you can use it for all seasons. You can decorate it any way you like. You also can do it with some Christmas greenery and make a Christmas hat out of it. So you can do anything. I'm going to place the rounded part. What we're going to do, we are going to get this first plank. We're going to get our saucer and we're going to turn it over and we're going to place it on top of here, and we're going to, very easy with our marker, we're going to make this round. And of course I do it a little bit thicker because I'm an old lady. I don't see very well. So I'm going to do it a little bigger. You can even do it with a text marker. So if you are just like me and you are a little year older, then you can do this way. You see? And now we already have the first round. We're going to get the smaller one and we're going to place this one in the middle. And of course over here. And now we're going to do here the same. A thick line with our pencil. And this side. And then we're going to go to the garage and I'm going to get my jigsaw and I'm going to saw the rounds out. So I have my 2 rounds, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to place this one aside. I take the small one and of course I take my little piece with supposed to be a round, and I'm going to do some glue on the inside of this round like this, and we're going to go totally around and make sure that you have enough glue because you can wipe it away. You don't want that it is not glued all the pieces together. So now we're going to go and we're going to carefully place it on top as best as we can. And of course you still have to move it a little, but it doesn't matter. Just take your time for it and make sure that you have a nice round. And if everything is to your satisfaction, then you're going to let it dry in and give it a little bit of pressure. And of course feel with your fingers so everything is sticking on the inside of your round. And you see some glue is coming out, but it doesn't matter. Just go and work with your piece, and where you need to go out a little, you go out, and where you need to go in, you go in. So that is just a little time, but I always say take your time for it. So I will. And then we're going to place this one. If everything is correctly, we place this one for a little moment on top of here, and we're going to place a paint can on top of here. So to give it some pressure, but not glue. You don't do glue already over here, only just the little piece to give it some pressure on top of here. But first I'm going to make sure that I have everything in my round. You see already, this is what I mean. I just place this piece on top to spread the weight, so it gives a pressure on more pieces than only the middle piece. So that's why I like this one. But like I said, you don't have to do glue on here yet because he is not in the middle right now. So we're going to give this a couple of at least a half hour drying. So I gave it a half hour. I'm going to remove the paint can, of course, the top. What we're going to do, it is not totally dry yet because you only gave it a half hour, but we're going to find the middle of the other piece. So what we're going to do, we are going to do some glue on the tops of the blocks over here. Make sure that every block has a little bit of the glue. Of course, I always use too much glue, so don't do it the way I do. So we're going to turn it over and we're going to make sure that we at least try to have it in the middle as best as you can. So just lay it down and you go around and around and look for if you have it in the middle. Of course, I need to go a little to the outside and this way. And then we're going to look on this side, over here. And I think I am quite in the middle. What we're going to do, of course, now I'm going to can easily place the paint can on top of here and let it rest at least for an hour before we're going to paint it. So now the paint can is on top of here, and of course there will be some glue coming out, and then you take a very small brush and just wipe away the glue you don't need. Because especially when you are going to wax it, you need to get the glue away and then sand it first if you're going to wax it or stain it, because or else you're going to see every spot your glue made, because wood glue makes some spots on top of your wood. So always give it a little bit light sanding. I'm going to paint it, but even when I'm going to paint, I'm going to remove the glue, especially the amount on glue. I'm going to wipe away this way. So I'm going to give it some rest for an hour. And here you see already how our head turned out. And now I'm going to paint it. I'm going to do it in my creamy color, because I think a little bit of ribbon for a little bit of the rusty color, brown color, or maybe a little bit of the jute color. We will see, but I'm going to keep it very neutral, but you can go as crazy as you like. So first I'm going to start with the inside of course, of our head. So this can dry, and then later I can easily get it on the back and do the front side. So I'm going to take my time for it because I love painting. So I'm going to give it a nice coat, and one coat with my paint is more than enough, because it's a little bit of the thicker chalk paint. So, and of course you see in a moment how the paint is turned out. So the top is dried up. What I'm going to do, I'm going to take a piece of kitchen towel, because I don't want to scratch this side. Of course, I know it will be probably against the wall or the door, but I always say keep it nicely. So that's why I'm going to turn it over, and I'm going to place it very carefully on my kitchen towel. And now I can easily do the rest of my head. So very nicely we go around, and be sure that everything inside of the openings of your round is also painted. So, and here you see already how we turned out. I am really happy with the result. Of course, what I'm going to do, I'm going to place it down. I have here a piece of ribbon, and I use this kind of jute ribbon, but it's a little bit of the thicker ones. So what I'm going to do as a start, we are going to do some glue. I have here my hot glue. Of course, I'm going to make a line of hot glue over here, and I'm going to place my ribbon inside here on the middle, and just going to wait until it is dried up before I'm going to push on it. And then we're going to easily go around the head, and I'm going to look for, I do a little piece sticking over, not too much. Oh, you see what he wants to go everywhere. I'm going to get my scissors, and I'm going to cut off. I'm going to place it down. I'm going to cut off this way, and I'm going to get it real tight on top of here, over here, do this overlay, and I'm going to do some glue over here, and I'm going to place it on top, but be sure that you have it in the same line like you have the other one. Of course, this one is a little bit open structure, so be careful with the glue, don't burn yourself. And this is what you get right now. And of course, this needs to come down a little piece like this. So now we are going to decorate this side, but I'm going to place the camera a little bit different so you can see it a little bit better. So you see already, I placed you a little bit down so you can see from the middle piece we have to decorate. I'm going to do it very easy, so everyone who finds it a little bit difficult to make little arrangements over here, maybe you liked it. If you don't like this kind of decorating, just skip forward because it's not everyone's cup of tea. So I'm going to take one piece of one plant from IKEA. You can find this kind of plants with IKEA and always buy them, rip them apart, and I have lots of pieces. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get off the ending because I ripped it off. Make sure that I get a flat surface over here. Oh, you see already, he's already jumping away. I'm going to fold it out of each other. You see, we make two pieces. One goes this way and one goes this way, and we're going to work with it to give it a nice kind of shape. And I'm going to do some glue in the middle, of course, over here. Just do some glue like this, and I'm going to place it in between, and again keep it in place until it is dried up, or else it will jump away. That's not what we want. So again, squeeze it and make sure that we glue it on the ribbon, and this way. And now, of course, if you want to do a little bit more glue, you do a little bit over here, then you can make it a little wider. And we're going to keep it in place for a little moment. And of course we do here the same, do a little glue over here, and we're going to glue this, of course, also on this side. And we're going to keep it in place until it is dried up. So you see, this is already how it is looking like, and of course it looks very bad right now because you see all the glue, but don't worry, it will be fine. So this is very simple. One piece you just spread apart and just glue them together. Now I have some easy branches like this, and I buy them online most of the time, or maybe in a garden center here in the Netherlands called Oostenrijk. It's also a great garden center. And I'm going to do very easy, I'm going to do some glue at the ending, and I'm going to just place it in. Ooh, you see already he's falling down. Place it in the line, and again squeeze it against the other one. This is already one. We're going to do some glue on the ending of this one, and we're going to place this one in the opposite direction, also over here. Make sure that he sticks on the other piece of the greenery. It's always takes a little bit longer because you have to wait until it is glued together. We're going to do another one because we need two pieces, and you see already I leave with this part, I leave the plastic on the ending on. Normally I'm going to use and take it apart, and again place it over here. Make sure that you have it in this line also. And now we're going to do also on the other side one piece, and it looks like one big mess, and it is. You saw it right, it is one big mess. Of course we do it a little bit higher, and I'm going to place this a little bit more down, and we fill it in over here and squeeze it. And I'm going to squeeze this one also. And we're going to remove the glue of my fingers. And this is how it's looking like. And of course, I know you see a lot of glue, but don't worry. And now we're going to get some couple of pieces of boxwood. And this boxwood I buy always in a shape of a garland, of a very long piece. And I'm going to always rip it apart the same like we do with all the other pieces. And again, we do some glue on the underside of the leaves. And over here we're going to squeeze one this way, a little bit higher. I am loving boxwood, so I am really a fan of it, but you can choose any greenery you like, because no one can tell you what for greenery you want to use. And again, we're going to place this one on top of here, also a little bit higher. I'm going to squeeze it down. And this is already one. We're going to get another one, also over here. And it is really no rhyme or reason where you're going to glue it. You can glue it anywhere you like. But I am using most of the time a little bit of the neutral tones. But if you like sunflowers, you like maybe roses, you like tulips, you can do anything. I'm going to do again some on the other one. Over here also a little bit down and squeeze it in. And as the last what we're going to do, we're going to give it a little bit of color. And we're going to do that with some white berries. And of course I'm going to cut off a little piece because he's a little bit too long. And I'm going to do some glue on the ending. And I'm going to place it a little bit sideways up. And again, I'm going to squeeze it in. And this is so easy and it doesn't cost you almost anything because it's only a couple of branches, at least pieces of branches, because it's not even totally the branch. And I'm going to place this one a little over here and this way and squeeze it in again. And I have to wait, of course, until it is dried in. And I'm going to try to get my finger off because he is glued together. And this is how he's looking like already on this side. Now we are going to make a bow, and I'm going to make a bow, a very easy one, simple from my piece of jute. But of course you can choose, I have here some red ribbon with some flowers, with some polka dots on top of it, and you can do anything you like, but I'm going to keep it neutral. So the first what I'm going to do, we're going to take two pieces. So I'm going to measure out, I think this long. I'm going to cut off. I'm going to double them up. It's a little bit like this, I think 20 centimeters, I think. I'm going to double this up, make a fishtail. Very easy, just make a nice fishtail over here, and I'm going to cut up the double opening this way, and I'm going to open it this way, and I'm going to do a little bit of glue on the over here, and I'm going to place this one sideways on top of here. Of course the glue is coming through because it is an opening, and you see it's easy to do. And now we're going to make a very simple bow because we start only with the tails. We are going to do a little piece up and we're going to cut off. Oh, you see already this one big mess. I'm going to cut off a little bit, kind of a round, and this way. You see, this is what I mean. I just cut off a little piece of the round, which looks like a shape of the head. So I'm going to, you see already, look at this. Look at this. I am already under the glue, but don't mind me. I'm just going to do on the side, I'm going to do some glue, and I'm going to turn up a little bit of the greenery over here and squeeze it under here, and we're going to squeeze it in and this way, and we wait until it is dry. You see right now we have already the tails of our head, and how easy was this? So now we only need the top of the bow. So I'm going to try to do it on camera. Of course I'm going to lay away my head. So I'm going to take just a little piece. I just have this piece of overlay like this. I'm going to double it up. I'm going to do double over here. I'm going to double over here. And now we're going to end on this way. Because I'm not a great bow maker, I always make myself easy as I can. So I'm going to get one piece of elastic band. I'm going to squeeze this one in. And again, I'm going to do it over, and I'm going to just very hard turn it in the middle like this, and just going to go over again and make sure that we try at least to get it in the middle. We're going to look. I have to get it a little bit on the other side. It's a little bit of course, if you look better than what I did, then it's very, very easy. So again, and I think now we have it in the middle. What we're going to do, we are going to do it very easy. We do this a little bit open, and we do this, of course, on this side a little open. And now the only thing we need to do, of course, we need to work away our piece of elastic band. So I'm going to cut off a little piece. I make sure that I have a little bit of glue over here. Oh, you see already I don't have my glue anymore. And I'm going to double this up, and I'm going to place it in the middle. Keep it in place for a little moment. He already did go out on me. And I'm going to easily turn it over, turn it on this way, and I'm going to glue it together. It's very easy. I hope only that I don't have it too short. And of course, it has to work. And some glue. And be careful right now, I don't feel a lot of my fingers, so, but be careful that you don't burn yourself. And again, squeeze it together, keep it inside until it is dried up. And this way. So now you already have a nice middle piece of your bow, and now we're going to work with it. It is a little bit stiff kind of a fabric, this one. And I'm going to make a kind of a little fishtail also on this opening. So very easy. And I have here another one, and I also make a little fishtail over here. So, and now I'm going to place it in between my other tails of my head. So now I'm going to do some glue, of course, on the back side of my bow, and just place it in. And now I'm going to squeeze it in between my head and the greenery, and I'm going to keep it in place for a little moment until it is dried up, and then I hope I have it on in a straight line and not that the tails are really on the underside because that's not what we want. So we're going to squeeze it, and of course it takes a little moment, but of course I will do it a little faster for you because this takes much of your time. So it was a little bit of a struggle to show you how you make the bow, because like I told you, I'm not a great bow maker, but I hope you understand how it did go. So this is how it's looking like right now. The only thing I don't like is the opening on top. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get some greenery, and this will be a kind of a different one I found in my stash, and I'm going to cut off this piece, and I'm just going to do some glue on the underside, and I'm going to squeeze it in from above, so very carefully, and I'm going to squeeze it in to make sure that it looks very nice on each side, because you don't want that it doesn't have a nice look. And this is how he's looking like for so far. Now I'm debating if I'm going to do something on the top. You will see that in a moment if I do. Of course, I have in my stash, like you know, always pieces of wood to use in my decor. I have some roosters, some reindeers. I have everything I need, some snowflakes. But I also found a rooster like this, and this was also from a banner, so I always keep it, but it has a little hole on top, and I want to use it for the front side of my head. What I'm going to do, I'm going to get some wood filler. Very easy, at least if I get it open. And I'm just going to get with my finger, and I'm going to place very easily in the little opening. I'm going to do some wood filler to make sure to fill everything up. And I do this 2 times because in one time, most of the time it doesn't work, because you see already it's coming on the back side. So very lightly go over it and get it on the back side again, and make sure that you get it on the front. Most of the time, because if you want to have a nicer look, I always do it the whole rooster on the front. So it gives also a nice structure to the rooster, because this is very thin wood and it gives always a nice, little bit more like a high-end look if you do the whole rooster. And it gives, yeah, I don't know if it looks more like wood or something else. I don't know how you must say it, but of course we go on the outside. And so I'm going to work my way down to the rooster. And of course, you see already, I do it with my hands. You can do it with some brush. It doesn't matter, but I give it a little bit of structure. I show it to you in a moment a little bit better, like this. And I'm totally into this kind of using the wood filler, because I like the structure that it gives. You see already, I hope I can show it to you in the camera. So I'm going to do the other little piece, and then I'm going to let this dry for an hour. So my rooster is already finished, and of course I didn't have to paint mine because I have almost the same color like I have my rooster. The wood filler has the same color. So I'm just going to do some wood glue on the back side. So very easy, a little over here, a little over here, and over here. And I'm going to place it exactly in the middle over here. But you don't have to do it. I like it, but if you don't like it, it's also fine. Just do the base of your head and you can change it up for any season. Like I said, you can also do it for the Christmas season. You can do him yellow with some Easter eggs on the side, and you have it for the Easter season. And of course, I meant to be for the other one for the Christmas season, of course. So I'm going to give this a little bit time to dry, and you see in a moment a quick impression. And here you see finally a quick impression of my tumbling tile blocks, a hat. And of course I call it a seasonal hat because you can use it for all season and for all year round. Of course, I hope you took out your tumbling tile blocks too and did this DIY together with me, and you have right now your own seasonal hat. Of course, if you only love to watch, I hope you had fun watching again. And for everyone who is new here, I hope you enjoy what you saw. And if you do, I hope you will click the red subscribe button, give us a thumbs up and hit the bell so you will be notified every time we upload new DIYs. And do you want to see more DIYs? Come on over to our description box. There you find the link for our DIY channels. So enough talking. I wish you all an amazing day and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.